online, on the go. Fox Toledo News at 6:30 starts right now.
Good evening, I'm Laura Emerson.
And I'm Sean Hegarty. Here's the news for Thursday, February 11th. Some real budget solutions are starting to roll in Toledo as it works on its major money problems.
Of course, not everyone likes them. Unions are being asked to take major cuts, and meanwhile, millions of dollars have been found. Michelle Zepeda live in our newsroom to explain where this money came from.
Well, the extra money has been found by the CSI Committee, or Citizen Special Investigation. Now, if you remember, that committee was formed at the beginning of the year by the mayor, and in a month's time, the group has already found money to deal with the now $48 million deficit.
Look at these figures. After just a couple meetings, the CSI committee found $13.6 million in savings in the city's budget. They also found the city could make $12 million this year in revenue through things like collecting unpaid taxes and tickets. That totaled $25.6 million. If you subtract the deficit from that figure, we're now looking at a deficit of $22.6 million. There's another part of the plan to slash the deficit. The mayor is serious about asking every city employee for concessions. That includes cops, firefighters, and street workers in the city's big unions. Those concessions include getting rid of the city picking up the employee portion of their pensions, increasing the share employees pay for health insurance, and cutting wages by 10%. That $16 million savings will get the deficit down to around $6 million.
Now, those concessions would go into place April 1st. I spoke with Dan Wagner, president of the Police Patrolmen's Union. He tells me they've known about the mayor's plan to make these cuts for a couple of weeks, but because they have a current contract, a general union meeting has to be held to approve a vote. Then members will vote to open their contract and allow the city to make these cuts. Reporting live, Michelle Zepeda, Fox Toledo News.
All right, thank you, Michelle. And right now, the city is able to pay its bills on a month-to-month basis. But Mayor Mike Bell wants advice from the state auditor's office on what to do about the deficit so that things don't get worse. Fox Toledo's Heather Miller spoke with representatives from the auditor's office today. And Heather, any sort of solutions that might help here?
No, not yet, but it sounds like really this is just the beginning of the process as far as the auditor's involvement in all this. And actually, today's meeting was at the mayor's request as he tries to come up with ways to close the budget gap. The deadline is looming. A balanced budget has to be in place by the end of March. Now, this afternoon's meeting was closed to reporters, but 5 representatives from Ohio Auditor Mary Taylor's office were seen heading in to meet with the mayor. They met behind closed doors for about an hour and a half. A member of the auditor's office says they pledged to evaluate the city's budget numbers, review budget ideas from the mayor's Citizen Special Investigation team, and give the city examples of what other governments around the state are doing to balance their budgets.
Auditor of State Mary Taylor commends the mayor for the openness and transparency they're having in dealing with this crisis. Too many people sweep things under the rugs or aren't willing to face the tough decisions. We think the mayor and the citizens of Toledo are taking the right approach to dealing with this.
The mayor plans to discuss ideas that came out of today's meeting during a budget working meeting that's scheduled for tomorrow morning. Reporting live, Heather Miller, Fox Toledo News.